often told you here on the show how people, once they decide that they want to try and promote something or indeed get focused on themselves, it's very easy, isn't it, to attack our much loved monarchy, and particularly more so when that particular person has sadly passed away. Who are we talking about? The late and wonderful, in my opinion at least, Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. And this actual report may shock you. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean in the very heart of London. I hope you're keeping well. Yes, and I'm still here. Oh, do I need a Horlicks? I wish we could reach out, you know what I mean? Pass each other drinks. I reckon we'll be able to do that in the future, don't you? Virtual drinks. In fact, I bet somebody's done it already. What if they've done a Horlicks? Listen at me waffling. Get back on. Get back onto the story. I hope everybody's keeping well, by the way, whatever you're doing around the world. It's nice to have your company today, as ever. This particular story, though, caught my eye because it's a classic, isn't it? We've often told you here on the show about how people have taken money from the public service broadcasting, that is the BBC, for years. And we're not just talking about, drips and drips. We're talking about thousands of pounds over years. Now, this particular person has decided to speak out about basically the BBC coverage of the late Duke of Edinburgh's funeral, which I thought was absolutely magnificent. I know it's a very sad occasion, obviously, but when you look at the sort of pomp and circumstance surrounding that, how beautifully was that executed? And also, I think at this point we should point out, we should thank all of our armed services for all the wonderful displays of military, marching, all that sort of stuff that they did over the last few days. I think they're brilliant. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, to do something like that. But back to this particular story, we're talking about this BBC broadcaster who recently quit, Dan Walker. He'd been on the Breakfast Show around about 6 years, pocketing around about £250,000 a year, no doubt plus expenses. They had a cab taking him every day from Sheffield to Manchester for the 3-day week that he worked. And then apparently, according to the tabloids as ever, he sensationally quit to go to the Little Watch Channel 5. That's because they're reprogramming, rebranding and doing a new programme at 5 o'clock. Apparently where it's independent and they're going to be bringing you all the news that matters to you. Don't bother, keep it here. So then Dan decided to talk about how, when he was working for the BBC, he kind of agreed with some of the public that it was too deferential, the coverage of the funeral of the Duke of Edinburgh. And in fact, it was too wall to wall. And what's baffling about this particular story, and we don't go into too much detail because it's so negative, is that when you think about it, Dan also promotes himself as a wholehearted Christian. So one would have thought he would have steered clear of anything with a religious content, but seemingly not. When you have a brand new show to promote that starts next week on a Little Watch channel that virtually nobody is watching right now, and that channel have paid you thousands of pounds once again to try and revitalise it, then the only thing to do, of course, is to delve into your memory bank and try and attack someone who simply can't attack back. How disgraceful, I'm sure you'll agree. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.